Been sewing part of the day here today. Modular LBV, multi-cam black lever gun rigs. Those finished up yesterday. Those are online. Tool pods, bright ass orange TK4 pouches. Let's see if I can set this so you guys want to see this thing. So these are the modular panels on the LBV. You can attach whatever you want. These are sewn here to a channel, to one of the stitch lines. There's actually two lines of stitching holding this tension lock in place, but there's still a slot behind here. So you could use this line all the way down here once you've got it kind of locked in where you need it, and then you can adjust out in front. These vests have a back panel with them right here. This gives you 12 inches and 12 inches. So you get 12 inches of adjustment here, 12 here, 12 in the front. So this rig, past tightened all the way down, will come out 36 inches. They'll also come up and down 12 inches. So these have a panel. The whole inside zipper up opens the panel. And the whole entirety of the pocket is a panel. What would you put in there? You put anything in there that you want in there, preferably flatter items. But what that will also do is that will allow you to put a piece of foam inside here, the entire size of the panel. You take a piece of foam, you could even cut multiple layers if you want. Why would you want to do that? A couple reasons. That will help neutralize the load out that you're carrying in the water, so that it will help you float. If you don't scuba dive, you probably aren't aware of neutrality. Neutral in the water is kind of when you sit there in the water and you inhale and you kind of bob to the top and you exhale and you sink down under the water. That's when you're neutral, right? Well, you're going to have a lot of shit on you, magazine wise and equipment wise, that's going to make you sink in the water. So to be able to put that foam in there, should you be operating anywhere around water, that's a plus. What that'll also do, and you can run stiffer types of foam and stuff in there, but what that'll also do is it will allow you to make these panels somewhat rigid. So it transfers all the weight of the LBV onto your belt line. And especially if you're running like a tapered war belt or something, when you run a properly fit backpack, that backpack isn't just resting like right on your traps or on your shoulders. You want to bear most of the weight of that pack on your hips, and this will kind of allow it to work like that. Any canteen covers coming? We just did canteen covers. We literally last week just had multi-cam canteen covers. They might be online. Have you looked on? Let's start there. Did you look online and see if we have any? Okay, so there's the front. Here is the back, and I'll show you this here in a second. Same thing. This is a panel. This whole thing, it's a pocket. And then you have 12 inches of adjustment on both sides. And then you have the shoulder straps here, have 24 inches of adjustment up and down. Then you have this strap here, which will go to a buckle. This will clip into the butt pack to support the butt pack or whatever else you're going to clip into the back. With this rig, typically guys were running these with a butt pack and a hydro carrier combo. Now these route through here. These go, and we're attaching the back panel to the front panels here. And then you have this strap here that comes off the side. What this strap does, this clips into the side buckles on that hydro carrier. So the hydro carrier hangs down, and then this pulls into the side and pulls it in opposite directions. So it's very, very stable. Any questions yet? Mr. Ghost, what's up? Waiting on the LBV. sold out online. Send me an email. We'll do another run of them. We literally just ran multicam 1-quart canteens this last week. Now these straps, right? You got all these straps right here. These are elastic right here. You put your finger under them. This, you're going to take your straps and route them right under there, should you want to. You could also cut those off with a razor blade or whatever if you chose to, and then use Velcro one wrap, and you could dominate all those cords through that bar. There's this piece of webbing here is slotted here as well as under here, so you could use one wrap and wrap all your shit up. One wrap's fucking awesome. If you're not familiar with what it is, it's a Velcro that has both sides on each side, one side on each side, and it wraps to itself. It's great. You guys, whether you're doing this or not, anybody, every man should have Velcro one wrap, just like you should have zip ties and 550 cord. Now these also have belt loops on here, and that'll help you tie this to your belt line so that you can absorb much of the weight onto your hips. But what these do is they're snaps here, and they Velcro, and then on the inside you've got the Velcro. And what do you need a Velcro liner for on a belt? If you're asking the question, you don't need it, but that's typically what it's for. It's so that these will lock into place, or other gear that you're putting on there will lock into place, and then it will prevent it from sliding side to side. Skynet, Mr. Greg, what's up? Human size. So this is a human size visor cover. What are we talking about, Evan? You just get a visor? Some of our vehicle visors. How's it going, John? What's your favorite thread brand? I don't fucking know, man. Efred? Efred? I don't know. I didn't know there were thread brands. I buy military style 69E. It's all branded. It's all marked 70 now. I use nylon. I've literally bought thread from the same place for 3 decades. I've bought thread from the same place longer than most dudes have been alive asking the question. Chris, what's up, buddy? How are you? The LBV human size visor cover. So we'll put this ladder bar, right, this tri-glide, is what it's called, in the front, out the back, out in the top, out the bottom, right. And then we will throw this male side squeeze buckle on here. And then we'll run it in the bottom, out the top, get it set wherever you're going to set it, and then double bypass it, run this back through that bar that's exposed, and that'll lock it, keep it in place. And then once you kind of have your shit set where you want it, you can safety pin it, or staple it, or rigger's tape, whatever. Don't use electric tape. I see guys use electric tape. I don't think they're really much anymore. It leaves a lot of residue. So gaffer's tape's always good. Sports tape, whatever you want to use. But tape all your shit up. Tape your shit up so you're not going to lose the pieces. Nothing's going to rattle around. Everything's super, super quiet. Take your shit, take it out in the dark, and then jump around with it. Do you hear anything coming from it? You know, noise discipline and security of items. And these shoulder straps, these shoulder set right here, they have a drag handle you can actually pull somebody with. When you integrate the butt pack into here, the butt pack's going to typically lock into the belt as well as to the back panel, or you can run it lower depending on how much you don't mind that thing smacking you in the ass. And then the handle that's there and there, you can pick a dude up with those handles and actually toss him or throw him, or you can just grab this and then drag him. These right here have routing on both sides. These Velcro tabs. Hold your Camelback, your comm wires, whatever. Same thing here. Let's turn it These Velcro up and come all the way back into the bite here. Same thing here, these Velcro up. Then these also are slotted underneath, so you can more permanently affix something if you want to, or you could route something under it and still have something routed on the top with separate access. These here are channels all the way up. Both sides here, these are channels. You can put large flex cuffs up through here and route them back around, and then vice versa. Then when you pull them, they come out separately, and that's on both sides there also. Tracking. Yeah, load bearing vest, LBB, GB, what's up? Hockey stick tape, yeah, that'd work perfect. Find yourself deconstructing stuff to see in stores. For example, the more I learn about sewing, the more I look to see how. Cat Daddy, yeah, somewhat, but most of it's built super shitty. And a lot of stuff you see in stores is built so intricate with automated processes and machines that we couldn't duplicate it, right? When you look at all these super compact wallets with all kinds of organization inside them, we couldn't do it. I can't duplicate that here. When we take a little super organized wallet or trifold or something, for us to build it, it literally makes it 20% bigger because of the machines we have and the materials that we work with. Okay, Bonk, what's up, man? These here are also Velcro panels, because when you put your magazine pouches here, you can Velcro your mag pouches lids in the up position. Also, these are slotted here. There's Velcro sewn on top of scuba webbing that's very rigid, and then it's a slot here, it's a slot here, it's a slot here, so you can malice clip things in place, or use any type of attachment that you prefer to use to affix things there. And you can put them horizontal, vertical, whatever you want to put there. There's kids off of some group, all of a sudden there's this huge influx of kids that want us to build old custom like horizontal dual pistols and utility pockets. A lot of kids. They do not want to pay, like I'm willing to quote them the price, but they don't want to pay the price. And what these little motherfuckers have been doing is they've been ordering up normal shit on the website and then asking for custom changes to them. And I'm like, no, never happening. Want the new harness system you're working on? Maybe have to order one of those. What's up, Chuck? Rats would work well. Rats. What are we taught? Rats for what, buddy? Oh, for the shoulder harness, maybe. Trying to route that elastic through there would probably be some difficulty. Once you get your 550 knotted where you want it, you can do whatever fancy, macrame bullshit you want. Once you get your 550 knotted though, you can put once you get your 550 where you want it, you can put a drop of super glue on there and it'll keep that from ever coming off. And you should look at 550 as disposable, right? You can buy a 1,000-foot spool of 550, and for most guys it'll last you the rest of your life. and then you just throw it away. You can also core the guts out of it, and so it lays a little flatter. And then you can just, tie it how you want it and put a dab of glue or whatever on there. Fat bag and a little coat. Just got OD Black Rallyman vest on order. Can't wait to get it. Yeah, I'll work on those pretty soon. I've got a stack of like a dozen multicam black ones over here, and I have run out of multicam black edge tape, and I can't get any more of it. So we're gonna have to have a conversation with them. So these here, you have all over the place. Once you get your shit set, you can take these and route them right. And the Apple verification ID shit keeps popping up and freezing the whole fucking feed. So you can take these cords here, these straps, these webbing straps, route them right under here. Now this will hinder your quickness of adjustability, but you can put them right through there, and now you have them out of the way. Everything's dominated. You will find you won't give a shit about it once all your pouches and shit are on here. You could take some Velcro one wrap. You could take small inner tube off of like 10-speed inner tubes. I know a lot of guys who don't ride are not aware. A lot of bikes are actually tubeless now. So you can still find tubes. Find a tube. You're going to sacrifice it. You're just going to cut that tube apart, and you're going to slide that on your cords on your webbing straps to dominate those. These here, you can just pull these over right 90 degrees, and then they will tuck nicely back inside there. You will not notice that they are there, just like so. So this vest, as it sits, will go up and down 12 inches. It'll come out 36 inches, 12 here, 12 here, and 12 back here. And that's what that looks like. Now, I wear 32-inch pants. I'm wearing a medium shirt, and this is cinched up as tight as it'll go. So if you're a little dude, you're gonna wear this with other shit underneath it. If you're a big guy, we've never seen a dude that this won't fit on. Back in old days, Tom Lumen and a couple dudes that owned like GG&G, I think the company's still around. They used to make flip-up sights and AR-15 parts and stuff, and we'd see them at the gun shows. They were big guys, like 500-pound fucking monsters. And we had taken and made bigger panels, and they had a cross-draw holster for a Desert Eagle, and then magazines, and we did some custom stuff. My point is, though, this panel set is the same panel set that I've been making for 35 years. The first LBVs we made were made on these panel sets. We've improved them a little. They've got zippers now. We put pockets inside them, which were Velcro. Now the pockets are zipper, but the size of the actual panel set has not altered at all. This will fit any human being at all. I mean, beyond what I'm at right here, it'll come out another 36 inches. So it'll work with wetsuit, dry suit, mop gear, cold weather gear, anything you've got, it will fit. Integrate a butt pack. Yeah, the butt pack actually you're going to put onto the belt, and those straps right there. Here, I have another one right here. I have another one that I built a week or so ago. So this here, your butt pack is going to clip in. This is actually what those clips on the butt pack are for. They are to clip into these right here. And when we do the suspender version of this, these will come much longer, and the back yoke will still have those, so you will clip those into the butt pack. Now, running a butt pack like that, the beauty of that butt pack when you have it filled up and that platform being somewhat rigid, our butt pack, you can put 2 6-packs in there, plus you can jam some more cans on the sides. It's voluminous, right? But we have all the cinch straps on there, so you can cinch it down and still keep it tight if it's not full. But the beauty of that butt pack when it's down here, when you put a day pack on top of that, it rests on that thing like a shelf. music to my ears. What are you talking about, Evan? You're doing one meal a day. That shit's got to be fucking pouring off of you. I'll bet you wake up and your bed's like greasy because like part of your body seeped out because you're eating once a day. Integrate butt pack. Badass. Almost look like it's similar. Yeah, you could totally do the Somalia, AK thing. Multicam black subgun right hand will be available again. Mike, we just built them, buddy. You should have snatched one of them. Haven't heard the word macrame. That's because I do it to make fun of people. All these 550 cord guys. I'm like, Grandma did that. It was called macrame. We had that in Sunday school, right? And as far as the subgun guy, I was sleeping to catch the next run. Mike, send me an email. I might have one floating around that might not be online. I took it forward already. I think it's online. I see a left-hand one right here. The rig's only this big. I mean, most military issue gear, there is no left or right hand, right? You reach wherever. And we could probably ship that to you Monday. So if you guys haven't seen it, these are the Mother's Day bags. Tiff blue, silver metallic, chrome metallic hearts, white chrome metallic hearts, pink polka dots, or nipples. Not very good nipples. They're not really even usable. It's like nipples on a boy, probably. White with gold foil hearts. Certain brand of hydroblad. Man, I like camelbacks. I've not ever had an issue with camelback. I've had water in camelbacks for years and picked them up and literally drank that nasty ass water out of that fucking year-old water out of camelbacks. Like, camelbacks are badass. They're fucking. I still have water in my camelback in the truck from when we went. Yeah, and I would totally drink it. Yep. ATAX IX hydro carriers. I don't know if any of these are available, but they're online locked. Black vehicle visor covers. We did 2 stacks of those. Here's the butt pack for guys that don't know what we were talking about. We've got 2 bars of webbing here, so you can attach this high or low or both. And then there's scuba webbing in here. This is very, very rigid right here. And this clips into those clips on that back panel of the vest I just showed you. There's a ton more to those things. Jose, what up, man? How are you? That's a subgun micro right there. Left hand. That rig is 3, 6, 12 inches wide, 13 inches wide. I do not see a multicam black subgun up here. I do see a gray. I see 2 gray ones here. Carter Lee, what up? Just old Joe. How was your guys' day? Anybody do anything cool today? We do have some split front 308s. Watch, as soon as these are gone, these will be like, hey, when are you running split front 308s again? There's multicam black, Typhon, normal black, and there is woodland. There's some woodland stacked micros. We have some Coyote 8 mag stacked rigs. We've got some 308 micro rigs. And then I've got a 6 mag remaining back there. Big horse racing, I saw that, man. Is that the Colonel that was there? Custom bolts today. What is that? What's custom bolts? We have radio pouches available to ship to you. Today was a good day, and you didn't even have to use your AK. My youngest daughter became an RN. That's cool. Have you ever made a stacked multicam Alpine or Raid rig? I don't know. Maybe. Special grade and thread for a race truck. Cool. That is cool. A lot of yard work. Sold some kayaks I never used, right on. I have a bunch of kayaks sitting out in a shipping container. Ordered another radio pouch yesterday. We'll need more radios. Well, you know a guy that can get radios. You know the radio guy. Finished building the trellis for my garden. Planting will finish planting tomorrow. Cool. Cool, cool. OD6 mag is gone. I bought the last one because I'm an OD fanboy. Right on. Well, thank you for your order. El Tinda, what up, man? How are you? Max Valor, what's going on? We're just out here walking around in LVDs. Just built this one tonight. Cordura held up to welding sparks? Probably not. I'd say no, because it's nylon. Like, we can melt it with a lighter. But I did try to melt a patch panel, and we couldn't catch it on fire. I finally had to put gasoline on it to get it to burn. One of the SRF tickets going on sale for the fall. I think they're already on sale, buddy. I want to say they're on sale. Live streaming while working works. I sold a ton of adapter kits in the last 24 hours. Nice. You're out for groceries, right on. 90 Desert Storm camo print. What is that? Are we talking chocolate chip or 3-color? I have a roll of 3-color somewhere here, but it doesn't really work because the print is huge. On a big bag, you would see the print, but if we built something smaller, like, it might only be 1, maybe 2 colors. If you wash any of your rigs, do they stretch? No, don't. And what do you mean wash them? Why are you washing a rig? Spray it off with a hose with like a pressure nozzle, not a pressure washer. Spray it off with a hose with like a pressure nozzle, and then let it dry out of the sunlight. Wash it. I tell people to wash it like you wash dishes by hand. But no, it shouldn't. Water should not change the shape of the build. Like, we're not starching these or anything. Here is a lot of zippered pouches. Amanda cut all of these today. She cut all of these today. Some of these will be Star Wars pouches, Star Wars bags. Some of them will be Mother's Day bags. Josh, what's up, man? How are you? Getting 4 used stored pod containers Monday, building 1 into an office, the rest are storage. That's cool, man. Where does a man get used storage pods? And what is that? What's that price tag look like in your area? What do I think of Clay Higgins? I think Clay Higgins is badass, man. I posted some videos of Clay Higgins last week. I like what he's saying. I hope it's, I mean, there's video of him saying the same thing before he was a representative, so, or before he was a congressman, so I think that's really him. Pure Evil Bandit, what's up, man? Spam that like button. Yeah, guys, there's 58 of you on here and only 41 thumbs up. If you don't want to hit that free button, go ahead and just super chat me, you know, 20 bucks. Or hit the free thing, do the free thing. Local guy here with a field of them, 800 for 8x16 delivered with them. That's fucking cool, man. That's cool. I like it. They're flat roof, right? Lots of undeveloped land out by me. Many get storage pods to turn into cabins, and they build tiny modular homes. Yeah, we've got a few of those here, man. Our podcast studio is in a 14 by 40. All right, are we back online now? Nice. Am I practicing what? No, I just put it on so they could see it. Practicing. Now you could wear this. You could wear this vest and not even realize that you have it on. Concord, North Carolina. Full metal frame, metal sides, metal flat roof. Do they have roll-up doors on them? They have roll-up doors, right? Can I buy two? Can I buy bifold tool carrier without mesh pot? Nah, we're not doing them right now like that, Richard. We build them as full sets. If I sell you that, then I've got the extras. No, we're not doing them that way right now. 6 and 8 foot 8-inch PVC pipes. Always been crazy expensive. Or is there a recent change? I saw cap. No, that's everything PVC is very, very elevated in price, man. Bulkheads have like quadrupled in price. Everything. Most of that shit comes from offshore. Everything, man. There's a shortage of fucking everything. And people the last couple of years have just kind of become accustomed to it. So they're just not saying it anymore. Is a karambit a good knife for self-defense? If you have to ask that, you should probably not be using a karambit as self-defense. If you're not versed in them, I have several karambits. I don't carry one. I'm not a knife fighting guy. A lot of people cut themselves with a karambit. Get some training for sure. Watch some videos on it. I find it to be a very unuseful knife for anything other than, you know, trying to cut people with it. Any plans for more homesteading content? Yeah, Max, we put homesteading content up all the time, bud. Is there not? I mean, we've got fucking hundreds of videos of that up there. Roll up door, frame, gonna frame a wall, a man door for the office pod. Nice. Max Valor, buddy. We put up. I'll bet there's 20 hours of content every week we put up. We put up videos every single day on YouTube. So give it a look, check it out. We also have a membership podcast for, it's $1. There's a $1, a $5, and a $10. At the $1 level, you can ask any questions you want, and we actually sit down and make an hour or 2 hour podcast every Friday off the questions you guys ask. And then Scully and I, episode 7 just went live. We recorded that probably 3 months ago, and they go up free, but they're 90 days behind, right? So if you want to see them as current events, you join the $10 membership, and you get that, and you get interaction, and you get all of our private content also on YouTube. Mine are damaged. 800 pack rat. Okay, are we reconnected now? Pack rats have wood floors. It's so commonplace, people aren't talking about it. The real question is, and maybe you're aware of this, right? Take a look at how much of your food production out of the United States is actually offline. How much of your fuel production in the United States is offline? Does the government or the powers that be, do they always telegraph their punch right? Were they not saying a year ahead of time there was going to be a pandemic outbreak? Did they not, for instance, already have a patent on the COVID vaccine before COVID was ever known to the population? The answers to all those things are yes, right? So what have they been telling you? They've been telling you cold, dark winter, prepare for power outages, surging power, right? But they want to remove everybody's ability to burn wood. They want to remove your ability to burn natural gas, right? They've banned natural gas utilities in new builds in New York and California and certain places, right? Why? Right? They want everybody to have electric vehicles. Very few people have electric vehicles. And what did they ask this summer when it was hot? Don't charge your electric vehicles. We don't have enough power. You better stop listening to what they say they want you to do and start taking charge of your own ability to care for yourself and your family, right? Almost act as though it's clown world, right? What they say doesn't make any difference to you because you're just not going to do it. There's still wood-burning stoves out there you can go buy. People are fucking almost giving them away. All these old houses, as they get torn down, and the old farmhouses, as the great-grandkids inherit them, all they want to do is empty out the contents so they can sell the property. So those contents go to auction houses and antique stores and stuff. You can find potbelly stoves, like real ones, all over the place, like metal ones, like real good ones. Wood-burning stoves, you can find all that shit. Just ask, like, turn the fucking power off in your house for the weekend and see what really matters. What do you miss and what do you not miss? And when those times come that you need that shit, things that are important to you are going to change drastically, right? You're not going to be traveling long distances. You're not going to be going out places to eat. You're going to want to produce your own food and turn your own live animals into meat. You're going to want to grow some vegetation on your property that can also feed those animals in case you can't get pelletized feed or pet food. You need to practice those things now, because I think that you're not going to have any choice in the very near future but to have to know those practices. Easier to turn off electricity than appliances that run off of fuel. Yep. Yeah, absolutely, man. No more power tools in California. It started as municipalities. I think it's all of California now. No more fuel generators, no more gasoline generators. No more gasoline lawn tools in California. I buy coal stoves. Yeah, we don't have a big coal presence here. Although maybe we do, right? Because these were all coal-fired power plants. I'll bet some of these power plants around here have coal sitting. I'll bet you could probably get a hold of some of that somehow. Every other county knows these are on a daily basis. Yeah. Every other country, yeah. Because that's the goal, is to make the United States step down, right? Why do they need to disarm the United States? Who talks the most about disarming the population of the United States? The World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum. Why? Because if you look at the shithole countries, that is their plan for you. And they can't do that while every citizen has the ability to defend himself. I bet you could scrounge coal in your area. I think so too, Josh. Coal never goes bad. Good point. Good point. World Health Organization, Max. Neighbor has to tell me when the power is out. Heard you say in some videos some time ago that before you made money, you would buy twin shock dirt bikes. Just wondered what twin shock dirt bikes you have had back in the day. My first one was an XL 175. It was a twin shock Honda dual sport with a metal gas tank. I had some XL 250s that had two shocks, TT 125 or TT 250 two-stroke street legal dirt bike with dual shocks. I had old bikes like that. The little blue Smurfs, it's a joke. All the county maintenance crew still uses gas-powered equipment in California. Yeah, of course they do. If you look at, am I online here? I don't know where I can sit this fucking iPad here. If you look at all, like, okay, so they want to make all of the postal vehicles are supposed to all go electric, right? And the lady we have here in our county, the lady that delivers the stuff here, like she keeps chickens and has all kinds of stuff. She does pretty well. I don't know what her husband does. But they have a nice house. Like they have a very nice place. And she has 3, if not 4, identical vehicles. And when her car breaks down while she's delivering mail, her car breaks down, she pulls over, calls her husband, he drives another car to her, she moves the mail, and then continues to deliver the mail. We don't have infrastructure here for electric vehicles. There's nobody to take care of electric vehicles when they have a problem. And when you hear, I recently heard about some companies that had on their ESG score bullshit, right? They're going to buy electric vehicles as part of the government subsidies and all this shit. So they're going to switch part of their fleet over to electric. And it's not like Amazon or Walmart or somebody. It's just a company that has some vehicles. So they go to the municipality and ask to have these chargers put in place and to run more power. And they laughed at them. They're like, you're going to require more power to charge these vehicles than the entirety of the town here. Not only are we not going to do it, it's not physically possible to do it. For us to do it, we would have to change the entire infrastructure of the town where the business is. It's just some bullshit. Postal workers don't walk anymore. No, they do not. They absolutely do not. Out here, your post box is by the road, and you have to have a divot where they're going to pull off the road to put mail. The postal workers here have, they have this attachment. They have an extra steering wheel, right? So she drives from one side of the vehicle and then pushes the gas. She literally sits on the hump in the middle. That's why they use certain vehicles. And there's no way they could wear a seatbelt while doing so. It's not physically possible. It's all horseshit, right? It's like a motorcycle cop writing you a ticket for not having a seatbelt on. Good luck getting an electric vehicle worked on anywhere. Yeah, fuck yeah, exactly. Postal workers don't walk anymore. Start and stop in the vehicle to every house. She drives her own car. Yeah, ours all drive their own cars. High-end communities require landscape crews to use electric, though, yeah. When the power goes out for a month, you will get the best marriage counseling ever. I'm okay. I'm good, right? Are you not in a position right now where your power could go out, right? Do you not know how that's going to react, right? I did COVID with Amanda. We didn't have any fucking problems. None whatsoever. But I know that's the talk. I know people say that. Watch the Sean Ryan Hacker episode just released. Wow. Yeah, I told you guys. I told you. I sent it to a lot of you guys. Found out about your channel through running your gear back in OED, IEF. Right on, man. Right on. It's coming back. We have a lot of dudes hitting us up right now. Older dudes for the new types of combat that are about to happen. Everybody is moving back to the bigger LBVs. It's not rack-mounted, small plate carrier vehicles anymore. And we've got a lot of dudes with group email addresses and NSW, like real dudes, coming back around. Like they're looking for what they want is the Rallyman vest. It's funny too, right? Jeff was just talking. If you guys haven't seen it, we just did a podcast. Well, you won't have seen it, I don't think. We just did a podcast Wednesday, and parts of that podcast have been cut up. We have a Pulling the Thread TikTok page. And on the Pulling the Thread TikTok page, Austin cut Scully saying, I ran out of ammo in a firefight once. I want to carry 14 mags minimum. And that's 1 in the gun and 13 mags, right? Well, our other vests carry 3, 6, 9, 12, right? Our patrol vest and our Rallyman vest is 12 mags. And with that, it leaves you 4 columns of PALs over here. So you can have more mags or whatever. That's what everybody was running. Like all of those dudes buying our vests, they were all running 12 mags on the vest minimum. Plus they usually had a subload which had the capacity to carry 6 more. So when you had 12, you had 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you had 18 mags plus 19 in the gun. Yeah, I know you're joking, Tommy. But these kids have popped up and they're like, that's bullshit. That's Call of Duty, that's not true, that's not real, I was deployed. Scully's done, fuck, I can't even tell you how many countries Scully's been deployed to where they were actually in gunfights, right? Like not just like deployed there, actually left bodies in country, right? So it's just a trip to see these kids, they have this perception of something, and the problem, see, for them in their head, for what Jeff said to be true, what they believe has to be wrong. They can't look at it as though different types of engagements. So I think they're in for a rude awakening, man. We have allowed a lot of very weak people and very weak-minded people in the military. So you've got these people, and then you've also got the fucking LARPers, right? The costumers. And they've all their Instagram page for the last 3 years has been built off of 3 mags and different gear and shit. They popping and locking, right? They're just entertainers, right? It's all horseshit. So in their head, all their gear is bought for 3 mags. So if you tell them in real combat, you need fucking 12 mags. What did Mookie say? 24? Mookie carried 24 mags every time he went someplace where they might be shot at. And these kids are like, well, if you got to burn up 14 mags, you're obviously done something wrong. You should have already broke contact. Well, if you listen to the video, they were surrounded on all 4 sides, right? They actually called in an F-18 bombed danger close 2 500-pound bombs. Cobra did a gun run, and an Apache came in, and then a Huey came in, right? All on the same location, same target where they were at. So they were trapped there. Wouldn't you rather carry your equipment as though you might be in a situation, one in a lifetime situation, right? Because what if they could not have gotten air support, right? What if they didn't have all those magazines? What if they didn't have 2 belt feds on location with them? So these guys, just because they've never seen it, feel like that's not a possibility. Like combat you're about to see is going to be very fucking different than combat that we have been seeing in the last 20 years. Things are about to be very fucking different. And that's why we're building these, right? That's why we're spending up and building these. I built 2 of these, one last week, one tonight, because we're about to build these, right? And I need to know the build pattern and sequencing as to how I'm going to have because my production floor out here has never seen this. They've only seen small micro rigs and stuff. I don't have an employee that had made these that's on staff with me. Then some of them might not even be alive anymore. So how do we build these, right? Well, this is a front panel and there's a back panel to it. So just sequencing, right? And the sequencing is, first I want to edge tape this, but you can't. You need to put this piece of webbing in and stop short. And once that's there, then you put your PALS, your MOLLE webbing here on, your PALS webbing, then you edge it, then you come up, right? It's just little tips and tricks, and that's why I'm building these, because we're about to build a lot of these. You're about to see contract stuff again, where we'll do quantities for actual units. Gonna be a lot of BFPU gear in the Colonial War. Read a book about Marines in Vietnam. The author wrote about the whole squad carrying literally sacks of mag. Yeah, Matthew. A lot of guys don't really, if you look up a book called Death from Afar, last I heard there was like 3 or 4 in the series. They're written about specific snipers, and Scully and his sniper partner, his spotter, has been written up. I think they're in 3 of those. Like highest confirmed kills, different types, different war engagements. I heard from a vet that the average firefight takes 220 rounds, 7 to 8 mags per soldier. So I could see where a soldier, yeah, but these guys have this idea, right? Because, I mean, like, okay, for guys who haven't been shot at for real and shot back, have you ever played paintball? Right? You ever been in BB gun wars? You ever played airsoft? Where are most of your rounds aren't just, you know, one shot, one hit, right? You have a lot of suppressive fire to move locations and shit. Are you making any LBVs that are not modular? Yeah, we're about to. That's what these guys all want. They're all asking for patrol vests and rallying vests. People also need to keep in mind, if you aren't part of an organized army, resupply might not. That's it. Just old Joe, man. That is exactly what we were just talking about. That's what Jeff just said in the podcast. It might be, if you're at our $10 membership, you might have access to that podcast already. There's usually a couple recorded that have not gone up. We just had one of our podcasts, episode 7, I think. 7 went public. How do you do fucking 7? 7 went public. That was recorded over 3 months ago, but it is up free to the public. Maneuver without fire is a waste of time. Yeah. Fire without maneuver is a waste. Yeah, and all of your logistics, right? Your war logistics. How, right? Why do they call it 3%, right? You keep hearing these people talk about 3%ers. That's supposed to be a terrorist word now, right? If you're a patriot or a 3%er, any of that, right? Why was it 3%? Because they say that only 3% of the population in the United States fought the British. 3%. What was their supply? Have you ever heard of a company called Ethan Allen? I use that as an example because if you go to any major town, there used to be an Ethan Allen store. It was a furniture store. Ethan Allen sponsored that war, right? They put money in and they helped print flyers and they helped arm and they provided haversacks and stuff, right? A furniture company, Ethan Allen. Heard Scully say, don't try and mimic the ninjas and their gear. They have hundreds. Yeah, what you don't see when you see, you know, the Bin Laden shoot or whatever, or you see some Delta Force was wherever, right? You don't see the fucking tons of other aircraft and the fucking 2 platoons of Rangers that were there. You don't see any of that shit. You just see when you watch like Navy SEALs, the TV show. Are they still doing that show? Tyler Gray fucking did an awesome job on that show. Awesome. But you don't see all the support element that's there with those dudes. People also need to keep in mind any part of organized. Yep. need a book about Marines in Vietnam. Oh, read a book, yeah. My father was with 1st Marine Division. He was a corpsman. Combat, actual combat platoon. Thanks for the war farm heads up. Almost feel like USA is almost in the same place. I think that you're about to be in exactly that same fucking place, K-Long. I've been fucking screaming that for years. And it's literally like pulling my hair out, right? I don't have any hair left. I'm just to the point now where if people want to have the conversation, I have the knowledge, other people have the knowledge, we'll put you in the right direction. But I think that you are closer right now than ever to waking up and the internet not being there, right? So if you haven't practiced it and you don't know it, it's too late for you. Like, you learn it while you can, have access to it, buy the books, but like books don't exist anymore, right? If the power went out here and people needed to go to the library to buy gardening books, they're not going to be there, right? The librarian's gonna be there for a day or two, and I'm sorry, I can't check you out, everything's automated, until the first hoodlum comes in there and throws a road flare in there and there's no more fucking books left. If you don't have yours, it's too late. The multiple CBs that bring all, yeah, no shit, Chuck. No fucking kidding, man. They used to do target hits in CAG and SF units. Well, you're seeing them happen all over the United States still, right? When they had SOTG and they do full mission profiles in the cities, right? They would cordon off a couple city blocks. There'd be police there and say there's a SWAT thing. CH-46 would fly in, and then moving trucks would come in from the bottom and they would collapse a target, right? So they'd fast rope to the roof, and the guys in the rider trucks or Penske vans or whatever, they would water charge the door or flex the door or push the door, however they were breaching, and they would collapse the building. Well, the building was an abandoned building, so they had targets all up through there. They had hard drives planted and stuff that they would accomplish during the mission. But those were all live bullets, right? There was bullet traps in the buildings, but they're just normal buildings. And when they were building new hotels in Las Vegas, the same type of thing would happen, and they'd come in, and when they bang those rooms or they would breach those different levels, they would do damage, right? So as soon as they left target, and they'd have actors and shit, right? They would grab hostages and get them on the helicopters or drive away, whatever they were doing with them. But there was a whole team, almost like like it was CBs is what it would be. It would be their version of CBs. Would come in and refit all of that shit, remove all the fucking brass, all the broken glass before anybody realized it had happened. And a lot of times we would know what it was, and you'd see it on the news, and it was reported as a gas leak, or it was reported as a law enforcement contact or something. But I mean, I was there at some of those things, so I mean, just imagine what it is they say today, what the truth is. You'll never fucking know. I'm in Vegas. My old middle school got completely breached before they demoed it to build the new one. Yeah, Metro SWAT does a ton of that, man. We see it in a lot of the abandoned buildings that we go inside. You see simunition rounds and stuff, just because local and local law enforcement departments and SWAT teams will use those buildings for training. Did James ever patch things up with games, ever patch things up with Instructor Zero? I don't know shit about it, man. Instructor Zero. That's the little that's that little munchkin that's like from Sweden or somewhere, shoots real fast. I don't have a clue, buddy. Instructor Z is close here. SF dude, he's right up in Clarksville. I have not met him. Brandel has worked with him several times and shoots film for him. Supposed to be super fucking good dude. There's a lot of SF guys running classes and stuff. Run 50-yard bounding drill in fighting rifle and you'll get it. Yeah, they don't get it, man. Everybody's got this fucking idea. It's like watching movies and then going to the next movie and critiquing the movie when you haven't done shit. Last member video, you brought up man camp and how far to go with it. I think it would be an awesome thing. You could provide the product and demand a high price. Yeah, I don't want to demand a high price, right? I want it to be available to people. A lot of the people that need it the most. I mean, maybe there's a different tier level, or there's different, you know, cost more money. You get here early, hang out, and we provide stuff, right? But maybe there's a lower cost available also, or maybe people sponsor other kids with that, right? Maybe they provide admittance to another person. You have yard hydrants around your property. Josh, I have like frost-free spigots, you know. They're about 3 feet tall. They go down in the ground several feet. Best friend's dad was on a SWAT when they were kids. When we were kids, we got to be some of the suspects in their mock raids. Yeah, yeah. Actors. Act 4 also, if you're the bad guy actor. Dean Dupree. Is Dean on here? Live chat. Let me move over here. Dean Dupree and I were just having that discussion last week, right on. Mostly moving groups, everyone carrying shitloads of ammo per person. The IG people are only doing a couple of mags on paper. No, most of them are just fucking costuming. Does federal government seed state? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Right up to the point where the state says, nah, you're not doing that. And when that happens, you will have a dissolution of states. That is exactly what will cause your next civil war. Until that happens, you will not see that balkanization. Do you sell a lot of law enforcement, such as cops? We sell to everybody. We don't have any group pricing. We don't have a law enforcement discount. We don't have anything. Everybody can order, and we will ship to you. We ship 200 to 400 boxes a day. We are so busy to the point we don't even look at who's ordering half this stuff every day. I'm always surprised when I'm like, hey, who got shipping information? And all you guys are like, yep, we got shipping today. Either me or Amanda boxed up most of them boxes, and she shipped them, and I didn't even know we shipped anything to most of you guys that day. States are supposed to have more power, but feds have grabbed, yes, and they continue to, and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. There's no way to rule innocent men, so you have to make them criminals. Remember that. There's no way to rule innocent men because you have nothing to hold over them. You have to turn them into criminals. So they pass more zoning codes, they pass more little laws, they expand upon their reach, right? They have to make you a criminal because people who are not doing anything wrong, they have nothing to fear from the powers that be. States are just like us individuals, all the addicted to handouts. Yep. You say, if the state's like, no, we're not going to let you do that. They'll just be like, okay, we're turning off your federal funding. We're not going to maintain your interstates any longer. Got my 2 H harnesses 2 days after ordering. Right on. I didn't even know you ordered them. Did you hear about the march on D.C. by the feds today, all masked? No, didn't hear anything about it. The feds marched on D.C. States are just like individuals addicted to handouts, yes. Newsom is going to default on the state federal debt. How could he not? Of course he is. Wait till those pensions start not getting paid, right? That's when you're really, wait till that welfare check doesn't go out. It's not even a check anymore, right? They don't actually have to have real money to do it anymore. A lot of times when they're like, we don't have the money, you guys just create it. It's literally horse shit. And that's what's going to happen, right? Where does that welfare money come from? The welfare money comes from the feds. So if that fucking state or that county or that town doesn't pull the federal line, right? They're going to lean on that fucking state government, and the state government's going to constrict that welfare check to those welfare recipients, right? So they're always going to do whatever the feds say they want done. Because the welfare money, it comes from the feds. They steal it from you, and then they give it back to those municipalities to manipulate you. Late to another live. What up, Philip? We started in a surplus, then deficit. Yeah. Claim they were white supremacists. Oh, I got it. So the feds were there. Of course they're white supremacists. Of course they're federal agents. White supremacists, for the most part, are lazy, most of them, right? Real white supremacists. They're not high-end businessmen and shit, right? Because business guys are busy doing business. They don't have the time for that shit. Your true, like, Ku Klux Klan guys, they're not, like, marching on Washington, D.C. It's not happening. When you see your somewhat organized, all look like federal agents, it's pretty clear what those are. Going to identify as a black man. Yeah, I saw a video. It's kind of funny. Somebody was in. I don't remember what she was doing or he was doing. They were like someplace in a hospital smoking or something, and they're like, "Sir, you can't smoke in here." And he's like, "I identify as a trans, as trans." Oh, okay. You can do any crazy shit you want for as long as you want to do it. Yeah, they're running for Democratic positions. Right. So everybody's screaming racism, right? Who are your actual racists? Is the Democratic government doing anything that's good for fucking black folks? Or people other than white, right? Have you not seen all the pictures of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton with the head of the Ku Klux Klan? Did you see any pictures of Trump out there with them? Plumbers, drivers, yep. Bank clerks, yep. Knew some very old Klan members, very much not anything like political influence. No, they're not, man. And they're fucking few and far between now. Robert Kennedy, is he one of the actual Kennedys, or is that a different family? Does he have blood relations to like JFK? Our property taxes just got screwed. Commercial property will now be paying 28%. And residents up to 7%. Going to drive all the business away. Yeah, by design. By fucking design, right? You guys should all right now download Atlas Shrugged. Because that's what's fucking happening, and that's what's about to happen. Atlas Shrugged. RFK's son, JFK, got it. Kiri, what's up? Tyler's in Colorado, guys. Like Scully said, no flag waving, NRA card carrying has ever shot up to school. Yeah, have you seen that video where he said that, where we talked about the statistical numbers? If you removed suicide and I don't remember what it was. You remove suicide, you'd be down like 85%, 90% of shootings would go away, right? If the Democrats would stop their people from shooting people, you wouldn't have mass shootings. And most of the mass shootings you hear, right? Anytime more than 3 people are involved, gang violence is what it was. If you remove suicide and gang violence, 90% of gun crime goes away. 90% of gun death. Gang violence and suicide. People crawled out of the wood, first time commenters ever talking shit. It's weird how we make a video, none of us get more than 2,000 hardly ever. So fucking suppressed and throttled back. And I know All these motherfuckers say that. If you want to know if a channel is really suppressed when you hear a dude talk about that, go to the search bar and start typing his channel in. If it pops up, it's not suppressed. It's not shadow banned. When you go to type my name in, you got to type in every fucking character before it'll pull mine up, even if you're subscribed to me. How many people have been unsubscribed from this channel, right? It's a trip when we say things like that. Hundreds of people show up to take issue with it. Weird. The people that want to see my videos don't even get to see the video, but we get 100 comments, and when you click the name, it's the first comment they've ever made on the channel. It's just fucking weird how that happens. Atlas Shrugged is damn near a technical manual. Yeah, for the wrong side. So where are we going to go, right? For people that don't know, Atlas Shrugged, the government kept doing crazier and crazier shit and would take from people who produced and make you give your steel and your railway and all your shit to people who did not produce, right? So finally, they just burnt their factories down. The owners of the factories burnt the factories down and disappeared, walked, and there was a whole nother society set up someplace else. When are people going to have enough? When are they just going to say, fuck it? Norwegian, we just need a Norwegian pirate and cigarettes with a dollar brand. I'm with you, buddy. Fair market value equality sucks, yeah. Our property tax is 40% in Benton County. That info came from the assessor last week. Have you seen the guy from In Range TV? Apparently he's a Satanist and a member of Antifa with the trans person that was on one of his videos. I don't have a clue what we're talking about. In Range TV. No idea, buddy. It's coming. I think we'll bulk in this. It's only going to take a few, man. When you get them coming and pushing on one of these old guys, and the old guy feels like he has nothing to lose, and he blasts a few of them, they'll think twice before they fucking continue to keep doing it. But until that happens, nothing's going to change. You're not going to change this through votes. Google Cloward Piven strategy from the 60s. That's what they're doing with the welfare. Yep. Get out of the cities. Dean, we're not in the cities, and this shit's even happening out here. Taxes are going up, electric's going up, right? Everything's going up. As things get tighter for the population and they stop spending money in the municipality, the municipalities will figure out a way to steal more money from all of the people, right? What's the biggest question here locally? Every post on the local Facebook group, every day somebody posts, I need a 3-bedroom house. I have to be able to keep dogs and cats inside the house, and I can only afford to pay $800 a month rent. It doesn't exist. So if the municipality goes around and raises everybody's property taxes, a lot of people can't pay that. So the state will then take, or the local government will take their properties, and then the local government will put in some kind of fucking fair value housing or some bullshit, right? They're going to steal it. They're taking people who are in a desperate position, right? All the food costs more, fuel costs more, everything costs more. So you're going to have 50% of the population, 20%, I don't know what the number is, right? You're going to have a percentage of the population that they will tax to the point where they will lose their property. Building like crazy out here in the Valley and Bay Area, I think, in order to raise more tax revenue. Oh, I'm sure, man. Francisco Deconia money. I have Francisco Deconia money Speech on My Wall from Atlas Shrugged. Yeah, I think everybody should read that. When you told me that, I downloaded it. I don't know how far I am right now. Dan Conio just met with Reardon Steele, right, in the same hotel room there, and he's about to burn his shit down. But that's exactly what's happening. You have people who own way less than you that want to come in and assess what your shit is worth so that they can determine how much money they're going to fucking steal from you. Yet none of them have worked a real job. They don't own businesses. Those are bureaucrats. Those are people whose job only exists because they steal money from people who earn and make their own money. As they build, they evaluate old buildings at present fair market. Yeah, they raise all, exactly what's happening. In this county, they want the business to pay property taxes on all of the sewing machines sitting here. I moved here with half of these sewing machines. Half of these sewing machines sitting here I don't know how many machines are right here. Let's say there's 20 machines right here. I don't even have 10 of these machines. I don't have employees to run these machines. Like they're not here. They don't exist. But they want to charge me taxes on shit that's sitting here idle. They want to charge me a property tax on shit that I own, that I paid taxes on, that I have owned for years. You hear property taxes, right? Most people hear property taxes as a person who owns a home, and that's property tax, right? Real estate property. They want to charge property tax on business equipment. We pay county tax on our dog, cat tax. Are you fucking crazy? Zelensky met with the people today, with the Pope today, while his country is at war. Dude's like he is a celebrity. He was their equivalent to a Saturday Night Live actor. The United States government put him in that position when we overthrew the other government. The CIA did that. They take people who provide, right? We have a post office here. I have a fucking certificate from the postmaster. My company alone, got the post office off the closure list in this town. If I left this town, it would be about 18 months until they would not have enough money generated or enough traffic generated through this post office to stay in business. And the little motherfuckers that are coming in and assessing it, they don't care. They don't give a shit. I'm just doing my job. They tax the rain that falls on the roof since they have to process it. We get hammered on inventory tax because we store so many different individual components. So we deliberately sell out and try to use as all parts before. Yeah. The U.S. isn't big on tea. What should we start throwing in the harbor? Obama funds? No, you should start. The political parasites is what you should start throwing in the harbor. That's why they make a big deal, right? The Ruby Ridge, David Koresh, those type of things, right? Because you have people that are just tired of it. And when they come to their door and knock on that door and they push back, that's why the government makes such a big deal and publicizes it, right? Why would they put all that on camera? Why would they want you to see it? Because they want you fearful to push back any on your own. That's why. Do you think they couldn't have just put a corridor or put up a barricade around those areas and not let any cameras in? Do you think they couldn't have kept the news helicopters out of there? You think that's even a possibility? They wanted those helicopters there because they want you to see what happens when you say no. Post office declared bankruptcy the last 10 years. Yeah, we were in the top 3 in the United States to be closed. Yeah, and when you replenish your stock, that's on purpose, because when you replenish your stock, you buy it at a higher price. They penalize you for investing your company, investing your profits back into your company. Because if you passed those profits to yourself, they would be taxed. If you passed those profits to your employees, the employees would spend them in the local economy, thus paying property tax, and they would also be taxed when the money transferred to them. So you were penalized. You were supposed to retain 0 profit at the end of the year. And when you were supposed to roll that into stuff that you make payments on. If you bought materials, they penalize you for the materials, knowing that if you buy them at a later point in time, they will cost more money. Percentage has failed. Brandon and the Pentagon have failed their financial audit for the last 8 years. Yes. But they're going to send 80,000 IRS agents to your guys' houses. Heard they built a brick wall around the Capitol. It's not a brick wall, man. It's a fucking giant wall. Could have arrested David Koresh on one of his daily morning walks. Dean Mullis. I was in federal prison with Paul Fata for 2 years. I was in Lompoc. Paul's family was killed during the fire at the Branch Davidian. Paul was at a gun show when they initiated the raid. Paul actually came back up to the barricade and they turned him around and then they arrested him later that day. He was not there when the raid took place. He was on his way back to Mount Carmel. I am very aware of what happened that day and all of those other days. They could have arrested him at any time while he was at the cafe. My pa put me to bed with stories of the tax monster and its hunger for our property. Yep. Do you remember the overpass during the Bundy standoff? Feds got caught slipping. Yeah. Extremists with over 1,000 rounds stockpiled ammunition. Did they ever arm IRS agents? Yeah, not all of them, but there are armed IRS agents. There's plenty of video of them going around in training right now. Look up IRS ammunition purchase and just see what comes up. Yeah, they've bought millions and millions and millions of rounds of ammunition and thousands of guns. Yes. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Well, I'm not getting out of here. I'm just getting off of this video. right, guys. Good night.